right, guys, you guys ready for the new moon in Capricorn? Let me know, guys, if you're ready for the new moon in Capricorn, because that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you're ready, you're in the right place. And how I'm gonna break this down is I'm gonna just go through each of the houses as usual. What this new moon in Capricorn means for you, based on if you have it in the first, second, third, fourth, 10th house, 13th house. No, I'm just kidding. 12th house. You should know that it goes up to 12. So whatever house that you have it in, we're going to be talking about that today. That being said, let's get some time to let people in the chat before we start. Let's get some people in the chat before we start. So I have my notes down here, and yeah. So basically, as we wait for people to get in the chat, I just want to know, how has your guys' new year been so far? Have you set any goals? And as well, yeah, what did you do for the holidays, for the break? I don't really have a break myself because I basically live abroad and stuff. I work whenever I want. I have several businesses, so that being said, I choose when I want to work. But how was your guys' break and Christmas and New Year? Let me know as we let some people get into the chat. But yeah, today, for those of you guys that just joined, we're going to be going over the new moon in Capricorn through each of the different houses, all right? So first house, second house, third house, and what it means about new beginnings in terms of your career. So that being said, this new moon is happening at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So think about where that is in your chart, where that happens to fall, and it's going to be a great night for you, okay? Because we're going to let you know exactly what that house means, okay? So yeah, let me know as well, what is your ascendant sign if you're joining. Some people like to use whole signs, like they like to use whole sign houses. So that's interesting. I ran into that situation recently doing a reading for somebody. I did a free reading, and they wanted a whole sign houses reading, and so I was scratching my head. I was like, okay, well, I do Placidus, but the truth is, as well, like really, I use multiple house systems in every reading that I do. So when I say that a planet is in the second sign from your ascendant, that's using whole signs, and that's something you can do as well. So if you look at any planet, you can see where some other planet is in terms of number of signs away from it, and that's basically whole signs. And each of the different house systems teaches you something different about the placements. It tells you a little bit something different about the chart. So that being said, there's lots of ways to look at it, but yeah, I'll be using Placidus houses for this reading, or for this new moon kind of a horoscope here. So let me know, what is your ascendant sign, what is your moon sign, what is your big three, and it's going to be an amazing night because we're going to be talking about specifically what it means for each of the ascendant signs tonight, what the new moon means for each of the ascendant signs. So I'll give it a few more seconds for people to join up in the chat, and then we're going to break down what this new moon means for you. So yeah, let me know, how was your guys' new year, and how was your guys' celebrations and Christmas? Did anybody do anything special? Let me know in the chat right now. That being said, That being said, I started a mentorship. That's what I've been working on recently. And yeah, my students are getting great results there. But that being said, let me know what you guys have been doing, the goals you've been setting, and so on and so forth. Um, yeah, it is Capricorn season, so that's goal setting season, especially with the new moon. That's about new beginnings. So, anyways, it's been about 5 minutes. We're just gonna get right into the stream here. So, new moon in Capricorn. New moons are about new beginnings. Capricorn is about goals. It's about commitment, and it's also about career and our public image. So in general, with this kind of late Capricorn degree new moon, you might be starting something new in terms of your career, but also uh, revamping things. Kind of like Aquarius, which is right on the cusp where this new moon is happening. So during this time, you could be having a new beginning involving goals that you're setting, or involving some sort of professional direction that you're looking to go in. Now, also those goals could involve some sort of new technology or new field that you're breaking into. Like maybe you've been doing some sort of career in like an outdated uh, domain, like a outdated like career. Now you're looking towards new careers that are using some sort of new technology or like innovated in some way. Maybe they're using AI. You know, maybe the careers that you guys are starting at this time are kind of having something new about them that wasn't present in the last in the last one. So that being said, let's talk about what this new moon means through each of the houses now. So what it means for you specifically, because I know like it's great and all hearing about like the collective and hearing what this new moon is going to be, signifying, but I'm guessing you want to know how it affects you, all right? Because I mean, you're you. So let's talk about what it means based on which house that it's in for you. Okay, first house. The first house is about identity and it's about self. So either you're starting some sort of new like stage or phase of your identity, and like you are maybe starting a new public image or way of presenting yourself online, or you're starting some new career with your actions. Like you might be literally like applying to new jobs at this moment, starting something on your own as well, just having a career related identity shift. First house identity, Capricorn career, new moon, new beginnings. All right, now let's talk about second house. Look, if you have the second house in Capricorn, you're really disciplined about your finances, how you spend. You're disciplined about your goals financially. You set a lot of goals and budgets. You're very structured about things. So that's a fun fact about you. Now, if this new moon is happening in your second house, you might be starting new budgets, maybe planning for some trips or for some travels, because as well, a lot of you guys that have the second house in Capricorn are have the ascendant somewhere next to Sagittarius, which happens to be about travel. So one of those signs that are next to Sagittarius. But that being said, second house is also finances. You're going to be having a new beginning in your finances. How nice is that? Okay, but this could involve a new career opportunity that you're pursuing, or investing into some new like skills or some sort of like mastery or credentials. Now let's talk about third house. If you have this new moon in Capricorn happening in your third house, first of all, I want to hear you guys that have it in the third house. Put a 1 in the chat if this new moon is in your third house. But third house, what does that mean? Well, let me tell you. It's communication. So third house could involve a new beginning in terms of your career, through some sort of like opportunity or communication that is happening around the 18th. Basically, maybe all throughout the month of January, that could happen. So that being said, Uh, so you could be receiving a career related message, some sort of contact from a boss, or contact from an opportunity. And yeah, so now let's talk about a Capricorn reminder, which applies to all the different houses. Um, Wherever you have Capricorn, Capricorn rewards consistency, discipline, and patience. So if you really want to make most of this new moon energy, you got to be disciplined. You can't just start something and then just like quit with Capricorn energy. All right. This isn't, yeah, this isn't some sort of, trial and then quit kind of thing. So, new moon in Capricorn is a new beginning that if you commit hard work and you commit like consistency, you build good habits, you're going to get good results from this area of your chart. So, whatever you do, whatever you start doing, do it for the long term. Now, let's talk about fourth house. Fourth house in Capricorn. Like if you have this new moon at 28 degrees in Capricorn in your fourth house, this is what it means. So, this is about a new beginning in terms of your home life, and it could be, in terms of your family life as well, and it could be influenced by your career. But I want to hear from you guys. What is your ascendant signs? So, using whole signs, I can give an analysis specifically for your case, what it means. But fourth house in Capricorn, uh, this could involve moving somewhere new just because of career matters, or moving somewhere new because of family matters. But you're starting something that revolves like balancing your career and your family life at this time. Uh, and that's the part that's going to require the most discipline. It could also be like your personal life. People that are not your blood family, but you consider, very personal and close to you, and maybe have been there since your upbringing. Fifth house. So look, if you have the fifth house in Capricorn, um, Capricorn represents, structure. It represents discipline. Uh, it represents like career and your public image. So those that have fifth house here, which represents expression, self-expression, creativity, children, pleasure, like they find a lot of fun in their career. They enjoy what they do, and it's like a game to them. Um, Also, in terms of your self-expression, you treat it like a career. Like whatever you post publicly online is like really, structured and polished, and you make sure that it's a good reflection of your public image. So that being said, this new moon means a new beginning in terms of your self-expression. So you might be creating something and publishing it online in the month of January, especially, late January, mid to late January. And at this time, that thing that you're, either publishing or starting might require you to be, patient, consistent, um, and really spend a lot of time making sure everything is perfect. Making sure everything is just right in the details. So that being said, also this is about work and career. So like you might be starting some sort of career that you're very passionate about during this time. So that is fifth house in Capricorn, and what it means, if you have this new moon in the fifth house. That being said, let me know which house that this new moon is in for you. And by the way, if you have the fifth house in Capricorn, leave a like on this live stream. It helps the channel. And yeah, that being said, let me know which ascendant are you, and we can talk about as well what that means in terms of using whole signs for everybody in the audience to know. All right. So you're helping everybody in the audience if you let us know what your ascendant sign is right now. And also, if you're watching this after, leave a comment. Let me know what your ascendant sign is, and we'll talk about that. So that being said, we'll talk about Capricorn in the sixth house now. Also, for 30 seconds, while we let people put in the comments, what ascendant they are, and where this new moon is happening for them. If you would like a free micro reading talking about how this new moon is going to be affecting you in terms of goals, career, and new beginnings, just send an email to serithelover@gmail.com. Just like my name says on the channel, same thing, serithelover@gmail.com for a free micro reading. That being said, sixth house. Let's talk about sixth house in Capricorn. All right, but we'll leave a second for people to get their free reading. We'll give like a 10-second countdown. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Get your free reading. 5 more seconds. serithelover@gmail.com. 4, to see how this new moon will affect you. 3, 2, 1. All right, sixth house. Somebody just mentioned, if I read the chat, somebody just said something. 28-degree Capricorn ascendant. Wow, so this new moon is happening right on your ascendant. So this is about some sort of new beginning that you're starting, like that has to do with yourself, because first house is about yourself, and it's about your, your identity. So you might be making a like public image change, like starting some sort of new public image and identity at the same time that are related. Like, all right, like today I am a professional like landscaper. You know what I mean? And then you change your whole profile or something like that, and you put the bio as like a landscaper, and you commit to that. So I mean that's great. That's fantastic. All right. Like if you start something new in terms of your career and identity and your public socials and all that, like, and you make it all aligned. So that being said, I see somebody else. Hey, lol, new changes. Somebody else said something else. But I don't even know why it doesn't let me see like the chat 24/7. Like it doesn't keep the chat open. it just flashes the comments just for a few seconds and then it goes away. All right. That being said, I don't know how they expect me to interact with my audience when the second I notice a comment, it just disappears, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work the best we can. All right, that being said, seventh house. If you have the seventh house in Capricorn, this is how it's going to be affecting your chart. Seventh house is about other people, because ascendant is about ourselves. So seventh is the opposite. And so right now, it could be having to do with your relationships, starting a new relationship, or a partner starting a new career, and this starting a new beginning in your life. But something involving other people. And if you have the seventh house in Capricorn, like this means you're very disciplined in your relationships, or your relationships come with a lot of responsibilities, and you treat your relationships like a job, like a responsibility. So seventh house involves, new responsibilities right now, involving other people that you're starting, and maybe a new relationship that involves some accountability. Also, career growth through partnerships, and learning a lot of commitment through relationships. Now, let's talk about what this new moon means if you have it in the eighth house. But before we go into what it means, let's talk about eighth house in Capricorn. So if you have eighth house in Capricorn, this means that commitment for you is an uncomfortable topic, and you don't like to necessarily have to work hard for your goals. You rather find shortcuts. You rather find clever ways to get a lot of reward. Okay? You rather find a smart way to make a lot of money in a short amount of time than try to commit and go the long run. So also the eighth house in Capricorn indicates that for you, transformation requires a lot of hard work. So for you transform your identity and yourself through like setting goals and committing to them and putting your all towards it. So eighth house new moon in Capricorn for you means that you might be making some sort of transformation through hard work and commitment. Like it's a new beginning in terms of like transformation and like goal setting. So this is the perfect time to commit to, you know, a physical transformation, to a financial transformation, a goal transformation, but especially a financial transformation, like wiping away your debt or something like that. The eighth house has to do with debt, taxes, liabilities, and it also has to do with sacrifice. So for you, setting like goals and, you know, embodying Capricorn energy requires a lot of sacrifice for you. Because if you have eighth house anywhere near Capricorn or inside Capricorn, especially, uh, that means that your ascendant is like very close to Gemini, or it is Gemini. So your ascendant is either, you know, probably one of the signs next to Gemini, and Gemini is all about mobility, freedom, options, and is about change. So they don't like commitment. So commitment feels like a sacrifice. But at this time, you might be sacrificing something. You might be sacrificing a little bit of mobility in order to make a major transformation in your life and hit a goal. So that being said, ninth house. Let's talk about what it means if you have this new moon in Capricorn hitting your ninth house. And that being said, I didn't catch if there was any other comments, but let me, if you did like this interpretation, leave a like. Don't forget. Also, let me know, guys, how many of you guys are Gemini rising or have like major Gemini placements. Let me know. That being said, what's up, similar frequencies? She said, he or she said, oh man, the comment went away. It just put, the comment just goes away. But she said she wanted to join my financial webinar and my financial astrology webinar, and um, that she missed it, unfortunately, but it's all good. I'm not sure if I sent you it already, but you can message me on WhatsApp or via email. I'll send you the replay link. But yeah, now let's talk about ninth house in Capricorn. Let's get back to the point. Back to the point, guys. Okay, ninth house is about your beliefs. So if you have the ninth house in Capricorn, your beliefs are very structured, and as well, you know, when it comes to, you know, taking risk, you're more apprehensive, and you're more careful. Capricorn is about, you know, it's ruled by Saturn. It's about fears, and it's about like restrictions. So when it comes to the ninth house, you have a very realistic worldview and very structured beliefs. All right. So as well, with the new moon being here, this is a new beginning when it comes to either, you know, your education, your travel, or through some sort of risk that you take. So at this time, you might have the mindset of starting some sort of new risky endeavor, but starting it in a structured way or in a very committed way. Like, you might be joining some sort of new mentorship, new kind of educational thing, learning some sort of new trade or skill, investing in yourself. And even if it doesn't work out the first time or in the first amount of like days, weeks, months, whatever, you're gonna be like committing to that opportunity, because ninth house has to do with opportunities as well, and it is about, you know, luck, and it's about taking risks. But for you, the only way you take, you know, successful risk, or, you know, risks maybe, is through, you know, being really like committed to it and to making it work. So also, this could be a financial new beginning for you if you have the ninth house in Capricorn and you have this new moon in the ninth house. Uh, that being said, now let's talk about 10th house in Capricorn. But real quick, I just need a quick breather, so we're gonna go to the chat real quick. Let me know which house 28 degrees of Capricorn is for you, guys, and yeah, as well. Let me know your ascendant and so on, so I can recap where your placement was. So yeah, let me see if I can get the chat to be displayed as well, so that it doesn't go away every time. But yeah, I'm gonna just get a quick breather. Okay. I've been talking for 25 minutes straight. That being said, let me see if the chat settings will allow me to stay. Oh, there we go. Now I can see the chat. Somebody said gracias, gracias, gracias. Yeah, de nada. Con placer. With pleasure. That being said, Alonso Holiday said, hey, LOL, new changes. Let's go. New beginnings. That's right, guys. New beginnings in your career or new beginnings involving goals or discipline. Similar frequencies says she, lol, because I said whether it's a he or a she. Right. Good to have you guys here. I believe my audience is very well split, like in terms of gender. It's like 60% female, 40% male, something like that. But let me take a look at my notes here as well. Guys, drop your ascendant sign in the chat if you just joined. That being said, as well, if you'd like a free micro reading about the new moon in Capricorn, how it's going to be affecting your chart, you could send me an email to serithelover@gmail.com. And I've been getting back to all of my emails. But yeah, that's, for if you'd like a free micro reading about how this new moon is going to be affecting you. But hurry up because it's only in 1 week. The new moon is only in 7 days from now. So there's not much time. But I'll leave you guys some time. We'll count down from 5, 4, 3. serithelover@gmail.com for a free micro reading. 2, 1. All right, we're out of time. Pisces ascendant. Nice, Pisces. Okay, Pisces is a dreamer. And we'll talk about what it means. But Pisces, they have Capricorn in the 11th house. So we'll get into that very shortly, similar frequencies. Glad to have you here. Anyone else, drop your ascendant in the chat. But real quick, I'm going to get a quick breather before we get into it. Before we get into the rest of the houses. New moon in Capricorn, guys. We're talking about what it means through each of the houses if you just joined. We already just got through houses 1 through 9. So if that's you, I'm sorry. You missed it, but actually no worries. You can just rewind it, right? You can always just go back and rewind it, of course. But yeah, we're getting a quick breather, letting everybody like drop their ascendant sign in the chat right now. So yeah, I'm just looking at my notes as well. The chat is going crazy right now. It's going crazy. But that being said, let's go to the next house. Let's go to the 10th house in Capricorn. So if you have the 10th house in Capricorn, and you, first of all, when it comes to your career, like, and your public image, you take that very seriously. Everyone else, probably feels that energy, but you take it especially seriously. And you're very like committed to one thing when it comes to your career. Like, you get the best success when you just focus on one path and you don't start a bunch of things. Also, the more time you dedicate to one single, career path, the more rewarding it is going to be for you. Instead of starting a bunch of different, businesses and side hustles and a bunch of things like that. You got to focus on one thing. If you have 10,000 Capricorn, last but not least, with if you have the 10,000 Capricorn, um, yeah, like I said, your career is very like serious matters for you. You really take it very like the most serious, and especially as well your public image and how you're seen. Like you commit to like one thing and like you kind of build that image up of yourself. So now let's talk about the new moon. So new moon in your 10th house. This means new beginnings in terms of your public image, your career. So like you could be starting a new job at this time, or upgrading a current job to something that is either a new position in there, or like new technology and new ways of doing your existing career. uh, and by the way, guys, leave a like on this video if you have the 10th house in Capricorn. But that being said, like this is about a new public image, or uh, some starting some sort of new project that is going to grow your career significantly, and you might be publishing something publicly online as well. So now let's talk about 11th house in Capricorn, and if you have the new moon happening in your 11th house as well. So if you have the 11th house in the sign of Capricorn, uh, this indicates that when it comes to like finding like-minded people and making friends, it could be a topic that you find difficult, or you have fear around, or restrictions or challenges, because it's hard to find like-minded people than yourself. um, but the more successful you become in your career, the more that your friend group will also grow at the same time. It's weird. As well, you make friends with people that are ambitious like yourself, and you make friends with people that are big, visionaries, Capricorn energy. 11th house is your social network. Um, so that being said, with the new moon in Capricorn, you might be joining some sort of new community at this time, especially one that's online, and maybe starting some sort of collective goal or participating in some sort of collective group endeavor. Um, that being said, as well, 11th house is about the internet, streams of income. So you might be starting some sort of entrepreneurial venture online, and whatever you do start at this time is going to get the best results if you commit to it for the long term, because that's Capricorn energy and that's Saturn energy. So that being said, now let's talk about 12th house, the last house in Capricorn, and if you have the new moon happening in your 12th house. So in general, if you have the 12th house in Capricorn, first of all, you're gonna like this video. But yeah, I need you guys to like the video if you have 12th house in Capricorn, and like the live stream. I mean, if you're watching after the fact. Uh, but that being said, 12th house is about spirituality, dreams, inner world. So right now, you might be starting some sort of new like goal or vision that is very ambitious, and it will require hard work for you to manifest it into reality. um, and there could be some sort of energy of a powerful like inner reset, or like inner ambitious change that you're making. So as well, you could be having a new beginning involving your inner world, your subconscious, um, or and some sort of spiritual practice. Um, Real quick as well, let me look at my additional notes for this one. Capricorn is about commitment, and the new moon is about new beginnings. So you might be having a commitment towards solitude, towards reflection, or towards your inner world that requires some sort of discipline. So maybe you're taking up like meditation as a habit or as a practice. That's going to be extremely rewarding, and it's going to transform your success. But maybe you're starting some sort of new spiritual practice or subconscious work in order to change your success as well. And that is going to be highly favored in the month of January, mid to late January especially. So just make sure you stay committed and uh, consistent with whatever goals and ambitious vision you're starting. That being said, guys, that is all of the houses. But I have a free treat for you guys. If you stay towards the end, or you're 12th house in Capricorn, this is your lucky day. You can get a free micro reading about how the new moon in Capricorn will affect you, or just about your goals essentially, and what you should start during this time that will be the most rewarding. So you can send me an email at serithelover@gmail.com. Make sure the subject just says Capricorn new moon, and I'll give you a free micro reading. That being said, I'm just gonna take a look at the chat, and if you guys have questions about how this new moon is gonna be affecting you, drop them in the chat. Drop which house that it's in for you. Yeah, drop which house that this new moon is happening for you if you're watching right now. Oh yeah, and leave a like on the video if you haven't already. Well, it's a live stream. I keep saying video. So that being said, leave a like on the live stream, and if you're watching as well after the fact. That being said, guys, let me know which houses this new moon is happening for you. If you're still in the chat, I'll give the breakdown for everyone that's watching one more time. And if you have any other planets. But the last thing I would say as well, while we wait for that, is there's a few planets conjunct to this new moon. Mars, Mercury, both in Capricorn, are conjunct to this new moon. So again, this is about communication. Mars is about like willpower, and is about action, ambition when it's in Capricorn. And then there's Venus and Pluto in Aquarius, both conjunct to this new moon. Similar frequencies, you're very welcome. But that being said, Venus, Pluto, in Aquarius, this could be about some sort of financial transformation through technology. Transformation of your appearance, physical transformation. Mercury could be your arms. It rules Gemini, your shoulders. So if you're in the gym making a physical transformation, maybe you're trying to bulk up your arms, and you're a dude watching this. Especially Mars. Mars rules the physical body, and it's part of this conjunction to the new moon. But in general, there's a lot of planets here in late Capricorn and early Aquarius. So there's going to be a huge focus on goals and change, a huge focus on innovation, a huge focus on technology during this time. But whatever house that you have in late, like Capricorn or early Aquarius, is going to have a lot of focus during this time. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to be wrapping up this live stream here. If you haven't already and you just joined, drop the ascendant so everyone can see. And yeah, if you have ascendant in Capricorn, this is your time. Leave a like on the video as well. This is your transit. But that being said, thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for the support. And I'll speak to you guys in a live stream or another video. So peace. Thank you.